This is the 2017 Coachman Vision 450. So what's new? Well, from the outside, not a huge amount. There are those rather smart new graphics. But if you spend an extra £500, you can opt for the Vision Plus, which comes with a rather smart new front sunroof for the first time on the Vision range. There have been other changes, however. The 380 has been dropped from the range, which means that this 450 is now the entry level to the Coachman brand. It's a good looking van too. I'd like to have seen some external locker access on this side, but it's good to see that all the services are on the other side. But the real changes take place inside the van. The first change strikes you as soon as you come through the door, and it's here, this little alcove, which is ideal when you're leaving the van. We've got a mirror to check how you look, and a little shelf to grab your keys on the way out. There's also, underneath it, a useful cupboard. It's the perfect place to put things like your motor mover remote control or your hitch lock, so they're ready for you as soon as you arrive on site. Now, all of this has been made possible by a major rejig of the bathroom. If you're familiar with the washroom of the old 450, this new one will come as quite a shock. Gone is the old round beam me up Scotty shower cubicle, replaced by a huge square one on the near side of the van. There's not one but two bathroom cabinets and a large mirror with a spotlight above. The sink is a good size too, and one of the qualities of the old washroom remains, and that's masses of storage. There's a huge wardrobe with a couple of drawers beneath, and it even includes a small laundry basket inside. And on the near side you'll also find the storage for the table. It's a bit of a walk from the lounge, but then this isn't a very big van. In the old 450 you had to signal to the people in the kitchen that you were coming out of the washroom to avoid sending them sprawling. But with the reorganised floor plan placing the wardrobe here, there's now a bit of space between the doorway and the kitchen area, which is great news. Otherwise, however, the kitchen is pretty much as it was, which is also great news because it's a fantastic kitchen. Over on the near side here, we've got a good sized cutlery and utensil drawer above the fridge with a large cabinet next to it. But talking of large, check out this space here. This sideboard is enormous. There's space for your TV, for which all the sockets are here, but also to use it as worktop as well, unless your TV is absolutely massive. Above, we've got the microwave, which in the old days was hidden in a cupboard in Coachman's, but now they've put it in its own sort of feature surround. I must say I preferred it being hidden away, but this is a good bit of branding. Alongside, there's an overhead locker, while over here on the off side, we've got more worktop space, and you can have yet more if you keep the lid down on the sink, which contains its own little storage spot for the drainer. Above, there's a couple of really good sized lockers, and below, a big drawer and a couple of cupboards. Like the rest of the Coachman range, we've got a separate oven and grill and a dual fuel hob. I really like this smart splashback. It stops this feeling like an entry-level van, and you only spot things like the one plug socket give the game away. Although, however, you could always use this one here and the shelf to pop your kettle. This particular 450 does without the optional front sunroof, and that means you do end up with a bit of a blank wall up there. But it is plenty bright enough without it. We've got a window on each side, a triple front window, and a decent sized skylight overhead. Plus, of course, we've got these rather pleasant fabrics, which are lovely and light and also feel very hard wearing. And they give a really good ambience inside the van. One other detail I like is these large drawers, much better than the usual slimline ones that can't really fit much more than a couple of magazines in. There's a socket down low and another up here on this rather substantial front shelf. It's a very nice detail. One detail we can't appreciate today, however, is the new halo effect perimeter lighting, which runs all the way around the top of the van, because unfortunately we're not hooked up to any electricity. These sofas at night make good sized single beds, or you pull out a bed base from beneath the offside sofa and it turns into a very large double bed. Whichever way you configure it, you'll have a reading light, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 around the van. Storage-wise, there are 4 overhead lockers featuring Coachman's new cranked door design, but sadly there's no underbed access unless you lift up the sofa. The Vision range has carved out its own unique niche. It's much better finished and better spec'd than the budget offerings from other manufacturers, yet it undercuts most mid-range rivals on price. And the tweaks to the 450 serve only to significantly improve what was already an excellent couples caravan.